Hi guys and welcome to 123myIT. In this video we will show you how to clean your GPU in 2021. Okay guys, if you're like me and you have been using a crypto GPU or you have a gaming GPU and you have been using it for a while and it needs a good clean, then follow me and I will show you how to fix it up. In this video we will clean the GPU as well as replace the Heatsink thermal paste and the thermal pads. The model that I have here is the Radeon RX 570 and I was using it on a mining rig. As you can see, it's really dirty and clogged up with dust to the point of where it's just overheating all the time. And even some of the heatsink has started to corrode. Let's get started. The first thing you will need to do is to take apart the card. You can do that by finding the screws that attach the fans to your heatsink. Once you've found them, just go ahead and remove them. If you have a different model and you're unsure, my best advice is just to take it slow and gently. And don't get frustrated with it, as you will wreck your card. When you have the screws loose, gently try and remove the fans. With my card, I have 3 fan cables which I also need to remove. Be very gentle with these cables and make sure to pull them out by the plug and not pull them out by the cable. If you pull it out by the cable, there's a chance that the cable can break. Just do your best to kind of massage them out. This top one was in a really awkward position, so I just leave it and I try doing the bottom one instead. Try not to force things. Finally, I get the bottom cable off and wow, check out all that dust and corrosion. To clean the dust off the heatsink, some people actually use a can of compressed air and blow it out everywhere. I just use a standard vacuum with a brush attachment. And do the same cleaning on the fans. The next step is to remove the heatsink screws. Generally they will be the 4 screws on the back of the card. Gently try and remove the heatsink. If it doesn't move, don't force it. Go back and check there are no more screws to remove. Cool, there it goes. I had 2 more screws to remove. So we are going to replace the thermal pads and the thermal paste. As you can see, the thermal pads on the card memory are pretty much gone. Gently remove the thermal paste. I just really slowly just try and peel it off where I can. The harder dry pieces, just gently remove with a screwdriver. Make sure you don't scratch the memory. You can use a damp cloth or an alcohol wipe to remove any leftover thermal pads or thermal paste. Okay, time to apply the new thermal pads and paste. Just so you know, there is actually different thicknesses of thermal pads that go on memory and VRMs. On this RX 570, 0.05 thickness goes on the memory and 1.0 thickness goes on the VRMs. I will show you what the VRMs are in a second. Also, if you want an Amazon link to the thermal paste and pads, I will leave a link in the description below. Cut the thermal pads to size and remove the two bits of plastic either side, and then place it carefully on the memory. If you need to know what thickness thermal pads go on your GPU, then Google your GPU along with thermal pad size and you should be able to find out. Do the same clean for the heatsink and then apply the thermal paste. I just put a little bit of thermal paste on the GPU. It will actually spread out when the heatsink and GPU are pushed together. Both sides of the heatsink have guiding screws, which allows me to place the heatsink on in the right spot. You can see there is more thermal pads on the heatsink. It's in good condition, so I didn't change it. Once the heatsink is back on, flip the card over and replace the screws. Next up, replace the fan power cables and screw the fan bracket back onto the GPU. Awesome, you have now cleaned the GPU and replaced the thermal pads and paste. Time to put it back to good use. Also guys, don't forget to check out my other videos such as transfer data Android to Android. And do me a favour, if you know anyone who might like this video, please share it with them, hit the subscribe button and smash the bell icon.